Good evening and welcome to Damage Does D&D. It's Tuesday, it's Helloran Rising. Last week, well, let's ask Miette what happened last week.
If I am never saturated in dragon blood again, it will be too soon. Yorick was kind to build a tavern for us all, but there was only water to clean with. Not even Celeste knew penchant for summoning small snacks could stir me from my foul mood. It was some comfort to commandeer the fire to dry off, trying to tune out the sound of dwarves, dwarves' friends, and Falador arguing about their gods. However, when we emerged from the Celestial Tavern the next morning, the squeeze had changed. Carabessa's body was gone, though her outline remained, stained into the very stone, and where roughly her heart had been, a large dark stone lay. A wave of cold radiated out from it, and I approached it carefully with narrowed eyes and hackles raised. As I suspected, the squeeze was going to be even harder to pass with this thing in place, with the ground starting to darken with its influence. My people will need to be warned. Celeste also examined it, detecting a deep evil that was seeping out, that the natural world had already fled from. We agreed that we would have to move it, perhaps seal it back into the room that used to be Carabessa's prison. Yorick fashioned a cart, friend-shaping stone handles so it could be lifted, and there we found ourselves facing a new problem. Most of our party have been touched by gods or demons in some way, and this affected their ability to approach it, much less pull the cart. Celeste could not stand to be near it at all, and shortly after transforming the shape of a warp horse, was forced to flee to get away. Friends took the first shift, pulling on ropes that kept the cart 30 feet from him, though it quickly became apparent that the strain on him was far greater than the weight alone. I feared to approach it at all, though thoughts caught up in the effect that this thing would have on the land. But this is the squeeze, and I am the distraction, so I took out my flute and began to play. Something solemn for the funeral procession that we were, but also uplifting at times for the work that had to be done and the place we were passing through. In time, Florian and Melissa stepped forward to take the ropes, convincing friends to take his rest, and in time they too were replaced by Yorick and Trelador, with a seeming truce between them. Gus walked behind the procession, mourning his grandmother, and I continued at the front, harmonizing the echoes in the tunnels until it sounded like a small troop was playing with me. The music seemed to lift the others, easing a little of their tiredness. Grandmama would have been proud. After the rest, the group pulled together, and friends lifted his voice in song. I changed my tune to match his, and together we inspired the others to bring the stone to final distance and through the gates of Daghold.
Thank you very much, Miette. So, indeed, yes, we pick it up at the gates of Daghold. The familiar sight as you pass across the bridge over the stream of lava. The gates standing open, as they have been since you've convinced the city that dragons are not to be hunted, and dragons will not be hunting you. So, as you approach, there's still a guard. As you approach, they hail you. All right. Oh, I see. Yorick. Gus.
Oi.
All right. What you got there then?
Big rock in it.
Big rock. Nice. Looks pretty. All sorts
It's
of
not
dark
pretty.
and interesting.
You very dangerous. Yeah.
I do like a dangerous rock.
So we kind of need to get through the city and out the other side, down. But probably need to speak to Auntie first.
Right, yeah, okay. Well, obviously you know the way, so
Yeah.
in you go, like, you know what I mean? So who is currently... Sorry, go ahead.
I'm really sorry. What was your name again?
Draven!
Aaron. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Have a good day.
Yeah, and you, just, take it easy with the big dangerous rock thing, and try not to kill anyone, right, really? Probably best.
Same as every day?
Yep, Nice one. Do you go?
Yara, just going off the back of what Draven said, maybe it's worth clearing a path to where we gotta go, so nobody is affected by this thing.
Yeah. Well, maybe Gus and I can just keep ahead of the cart and get people out the way.
You do that, Yuri. I'm going to run back home and let Mum and Dad know, and so they can come and supervise and we can tell them everything that happened. I need to tell Dad and his mum as well.
All right. Who's pulling the cart at the moment?
It's up to you. Whoever you feel would be best pulling it
I
through
feel
the
like
city streets.
I feel like Trellador and Yorick were the last ones.
They
to
were
do
the
last
last to
shift.
pull it. Yeah.
Yeah.
To here.
How's Friends looking at the minute? Does it look like he could do another stint, or?
He thinks yes, but the reality is
make a perception and or insight check.
You know he wants to do insight. You know it.
What did he say at the beginning before we started?
A perception
Insight
check.
or insight check.
No, before we started the game, you said
No, there will
you
be
won't
no
be doing an
insight checks.
check.
No, there will be none. Ferenz, are you trying to put a front on?
Oh no, people already know he face planted out cold at one point. So
22.
Yeah, no. Ferenz is not in any way, shape, or form. You suspect it. If you hitch him up to the front of that wagon again, things will go badly.
I think me and Yorick would do it because Yorick would want
Celeste might be able to do it again if it's flat now.
Celeste, maybe you can take Gus, because you're still in horse form, aren't you?
Yes.
That would expedite that, just so we can let his mum and dad know. And on the way, Gus, you can let everybody know just to keep inside and stay away.
All right. Dwarves might not listen though. They're a bit curious and stubborn and big-headed.
don't tell them it's a big rock. That might be a good start.
Okay.
Okay.
If you
So-
tell
Yeah,
them if you tell them it's a big rock, they won't be able to help themselves from what I've observed.
So, are you staying here and waiting for Scalebanes, or are you gonna drag it through?
We'll keep it moving.
Okay.
We'll keep it moving.
All right.
Trellador, if you and I can keep pulling the cart for a bit longer, other people just get out in front, make sure everyone's out of the way.
Yeah, I think Yorick would want to do it because it's a homecoming. Trellador want to do it because it looks cool. And it looks like he's pulled it all the whole way.
Okay.
Hashtag flex.
Bren's been conscious and again, can't really do anything. He's kind of realised that maybe I shouldn't be near this thing anymore. But he will then sort of put his hand on Yorick and Trellador and cast once more enhance ability, both strength. So you will have advantage on strength checks and your carry capacity doubles.
Oh, and I can do something as well, which I should have done last week, along the lines of friends. I will just pat Yorick on the back and do bolstering magic on me and him.
Okay.
So it's just a D3 to an ability check.
Okay. So, with that being done, we will first turn our attention to Celeste and Gus as you ride through the city streets. Are you? I mean, there's a few people about. It's not terribly busy, but it's it's like the start of the day. Because time is different in Daghold. It doesn't really matter what the sun is doing. It's when the dwarves start work. They start work. It's like the start of the day. So people are sort of starting to open up shops. Hang goods out, all that sort of stuff. Normal stuff that they do. Are you shouting at them, or are you just sort of.
As we sort of like canter past, I'll shout, "Get off the street! There's danger coming through. Evil shit. Just stay inside till you get the all clear."
Okay. Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
With advantage. That is a 15.
15. Okay. A few people sort of look at you and go, "Oh, hey, it's Gus on an horse. That's interesting. Oh, evil. Okay." And you see some do take notice and some do, decide that maybe they'll go back and have an extra breakfast beer until this is all over. Others are like slightly more curious. And whilst you see they're sort of getting ready to shut doors and things, they are not, they're just waiting to see what the evil is before they run off. So
I'll go up to the closest one that's still being nosy and neigh loudly in his face or her face.
okay, make an intimidation check.
Okay. Do I do that under mine, or I don't know how that works? Yeah, I suppose it.
Yeah,
mine.
well, it'll be yours because you're a druid. It uses your stats. So
You can never get horses to agree to anything. Such a naysayer.
you've got to beat.
I'm very intimidating.
But you've got to beat a 16, I would say.
8.
8. Sort of. Gus, control your thing. He just did a noise at me.
Get inside, you numpty. And I'll just
right.
ride up.
Okay, so you make your way up to Scalebane residence, where you see various people are sort of coming and going. Looks like there's some sort of council meeting just finished, or just maybe there's been a long one overnight. Who knows? There are various dignitaries leaving, and you see your mum, Sybil, standing at the doorway. Say, "Right, thank you for coming. Yeah, no, that was lovely. Yeah, good. Yeah, I think we've got a good plan now." "Oh, Gus, you've got a horse. Wait a minute."
I'll slide off Celeste and go run up. "Mum, I need to speak to you and Dad urgent, like now, please. Very urgent."
Right, okay. I think that's the last of the new council gone anyway. So yeah, come on in. There's breakfast beers.
Oh, don't even have time for that.
What?
Listen, is Dad there as well now?
Yeah, he's come up. So, all right, Gus. What's so urgent, Dad?
Right, Dad. Got to tell you, we met your mum, my granny.
Right.
She's dead, and we've got our big black art. We're trying to take it down and lock it away again because it's rather evil and nasty. And we're trying to get it through and down into where the Dragon Eater was locked up before, so we can put it back in there and keep it safe. And it was all very hard, and I didn't like it at all because she was also my granny.
All right, Gus. Calm down. You're talking way too much, right? So, first things first. You and your friends and Yorick, you say you've killed the Dragon Eater. Is that
That's
right?
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, first off...
That's Celeste, by the way. That's why the horse is nodding, because she can hear what you're saying.
Oh, right. Hello, Celeste. Good person. Yeah, okay. So first off, you've killed the Dragon Eater. Are you absolutely sure?
Oh, yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, because when we sort of like, we finished it, and she sort of like deaded, and then we stayed the night, and then when we came up, her body had disintegrated into the ground, and there was a big black mark where she was, and all that was left was this evil, oozing stone thing, which is where her heart was.
Okay. Right. So, interesting news then. So therefore, you've decided to bring it back here to go into into the prison where she was. Is that right?
We thought that would be the safest place to put it, because it's like,
that sounds like a fairly reasonable idea, I suppose. Sybil's like, oh yeah. I think it's probably the best plan actually. So what we'll do is, if we clear away to the entrance to the lava pools, we can then we can get it down there sharp as.
yep, I think that's a good idea. You all right, Dad? So I know it hit me pretty bad. It was horrible. I didn't like doing it.
Well, I know, Gus. It must have been very difficult. You've only just found out you've got a granny, and then you've had to go and kill her. So,
Granny bashing fun.
Well, I've been about a lot longer than you see. So, I sort of. Well, I wasn't very happy about her being free, to be honest. She's not a nice, or wasn't a nice dragon person. And I think she's done a lot of harm. And I think you've done a very good thing. You and your friends. And Yorick, obviously.
Of course.
So, I don't think we'll be in a state of mourning for too long, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, you cheer yourself up. You go and have a breakfast beer, and leave the clearing away to your mother and I. And we'll clear it away and make sure that nobody interferes. All right?
Right there.
Good boy. So, you see Sybil is writing out some parchment. We don't know what it is. She's just writing out some parchment. And she says, right, you could give that to the councils that have just gone. Could have been handy if they'd have stayed, actually, but, you don't know, do you? Got to talk to you really urgent, get everybody out, don't you? Anyway, so Janath goes off to speak to the council members, and Sybil gives you a breakfast beer. She sort of pours one out into a bowl, sort of offers it to Celeste. Come on, Celeste, it's good for you. You'll put airs on your chest. Probably. Oh no, you're already got air there. Okay, well, okay. So, we'll cut back to the gates and the strength check for Yorick and Trellador at advantage because of the stuff, and with a D3 because of the other
Yorick,
stuff.
Before we start pulling, I know that we need people to not be in the way, and it's just come to me an idea that might be able to clear the way that nobody would argue with. Do you reckon you could talk with, the boss?
Probably. Why?
And maybe get him to tell the dwarves to not be in the way, so we can move unmolested through the city.
There'll be no molesting here, thank you.
No, I hope not. Especially not. I would not consent to that ever.
Okay. So,
I mean, feel free to tell me to shut up, but it was just an idea that I had.
I don't think it's really necessary to bother him for the little things, as Yorick used to say.
It's always one of those, isn't it? Like, I don't need to call upon him if my shoelace comes undone, and I do need to call upon him when, like, we're fighting the avatar of a god. But there's somewhere in the middle, and I'm not quite sure where this lies.
I think we can do this on our own. If me, Melissa, and Ferenc stay at the front. Madame Miette, are you okay holding up the rear to make sure nobody comes too close?
Of course.
And then we can take over used to if need be. Yeah.
I think I've got this. I just feel naturally strong at the moment.
Okay.
Right on.
So, speaking of naturally strong. What did you roll for your strength checks?
I got a natural 20.
Awesome.
Oh, baby.
And then I rolled a 6 on my D3. So 27.
Cool.
Very
Okay.
nice.
Why can't I do that in combat?
I don't know. Perhaps you're
'Cause
using
that's
the
when you
wrong
need it.
dice.
And that's what
My-
combat does. Yeah.
My D3 is a 4. Sorry, my D6 is a 4, so that would be a 2. And my strength at advantage was an 18 for 23 plus the 2 for 25.
Nice. So, yeah, you two start moving this thing, no problem at all. As you pass underneath the gate, you can see Draven is up top, sort of watching with interest. And then he just sort of looks, and you see he just goes white as a sheet. And just runs. Drops his spear and just runs.
I don't think we'll need to worry about clearing the streets too much.
Anyways, who's not?
Okay, so you pull this cart with the evil stone of evil badness on it. This is what I'm calling it from now on because it's fun. Through the streets of Dagholt. So there are people who've decided to not take Gus's advice, and they start looking out. So what are you three at the front doing to dissuade them from being nosy idiots?
Using my scythe as a walking stick.
Okay.
Yeah, I will basically, all of the nosy dwarves will be in a loud, not shouting, but a loud, trying to make it like a presence voice, and be like, just get back inside, please. It's dangerous. Stop looking at it, and you'll be safe.
Okay. Ferenz, are you adding anything to this?
His usual light presence, he's going to drag all of that inward, so that evil that's exuding from that stone will just permeate the entire area.
Okay.
I will point out that even the lesser understanding of common dwarves would understand me perfectly. It would all come through to them as dwarvish.
Okay. Oh yeah, because you don't monk shit with.
I've now got the
languages.
tongue of the sun. Yeah.
Okay. So.
Sorry, I'll take that back. That's a little bit.
My head was tonguing
tongue
the
of the
sun.
sun and moon.
Tonguing the sun.
So you've taken
Isn't
Sam's
that your
tongue.
uncle?
You've taken Sam's tongue. Interesting. So what do you get? What's the overall vibe? Are you going for an intimidation check? Are you going for persuasion? I mean, you've got Melissa walking along with the scythe of Remora, and
Yeah, I'd try and.
there's this darkness exuding from this stone.
Yeah, so
Both are
from-
the same for me, but I think I'd be going for intimidation with the scythe and
Make
darkness.
a intimidation roll with advantage because of this.
Turn my light on. It's bright, but it's not that bright.
Yeah, so
Oh, it's
obviously
bright, but it's not that
the
bright.
events that have happened in the city with the dragons and the rest of it, they would know there's a rather shiny, excitable, large, hairy person.
Yeah.
That's always shiny and bright. If he's walking through with literally no luster to him at all and no brightness around him,
I
there's
have
a
taken
problem.
that into account.
So with advantage, a natural 18 for 19.
For 19. Okay. So the ones that were sort of, not convinced by Gus's "ooh, evil comes," suddenly decide that they need to be elsewhere. It's not that they're afraid, you understand.
Oh no.
They're dwarves. They're not afraid. They're just, busy this morning. They've got, breakfast beers don't drink themselves, And most of them sort of disappear. There's one or two that just sort of push in their luck. But as you pass and the stone... Yeah, they suddenly decide that they really do need to be elsewhere, and shutters are pulled and faces disappear quickly before you. So I'll say that you can get this up to where the the dragon eggs were, and the tunnels that go down from there, for no problem, without a change of personnel. However, once you get there, you meet Sybil and Janath are waiting with Gus and Celeste. The council having literally shut the city down for that space. You see nobody on this walk after those few stragglers go. Nobody is moving, nothing is happening. You get into the underground caverns where the dragon eggs were, so you can go down further. Give me a constitution check, please, from Trellador and Yorick.
Constitution check.
Yeah. 12.
This is just a straight roll, isn't it? For
Yeah.
this thing is. Yeah. Oh god, 18.
18. Okay, you're not feeling too bad, Trellador. Yorick, you're feeling the weight of this thing is pulling. Not physically, but you can feel it sort of starting to char the edges of your soul with coldness. It's a very unpleasant feeling, and it seems to wear you out a bit quicker. You now kind of understand what Ferenz is feeling, with that sort of
Soul
evil
weariness.
seeping into you. So, Trellador, you feel you could probably carry on for a bit if you wanted to. Yorick,
Yeah.
up to you whether you want to try and carry on or not.
Yeah.
Yorick, do you want to swap?
No, I can carry on. It's fine. I'll keep going.
Okay.
We've got this, don't worry.
I'm just thinking. We
Oh,
need
dear.
everybody. We need everybody at least half of their strength, just in case we have trouble shutting this or anything happens whilst we're down there.
Oh, I see. I remember we had big problems with that door before, didn't we?
Mr. Mr. Granath, I don't want to seem impertinent, but would you like to take over from Mr. Yorick and help us get it down there?
I can do it.
Let him do it. He's fine.
Right.
Aren't you, Yorick?
I understand your concern, Mr. Ferenz. It's very kind of you to suggest that I should take over. But I think Yorick has a point to prove here. And I think Yorick is a very capable, strong young dwarf. And I don't think that, me stepping in and relieving him of his duty is a very good idea, do you? That would make him not feel very nice. So I believe Yorick can do it. Don't you, Sybil? Oh, yeah, I believe him. Yeah. Yorick's always been my favourite, you see.
Can I ask something, DM?
Of course you may.
Only if you say it properly. Question for the DM.
Question for the DM, please. Seeing that obviously this is now a matter of pride, but for different reasons, not just against Trellador, but for what is going on here, for Yorick. Is there some way that I can go? There is some way I can go up to him, but if I go up to Yorick, can I use some of my key points to kind of like use my stillness of mind to give him a bit of an edge over this thing, to help him center himself? A bit kind of like imbuing my healing hand with my stillness of mind, but giving him that just a little bit of extra.
Okay, all right, convince me. What will you do or say to Yorick
So
to
I'll move over.
calm his frayed edges of soul?
Yeah, so I'll move over to Yorick, similar to how I did when we first saw this dragon heart rock, and put both of my hands on his shoulders, and be like, Yorick. I know this isn't making you feel good. It may look like it's not affecting me, but I feel it too. But get yourself together, center your mind, push out the darkness. Let's get this thing back in its cage.
Okay. Yorick, it's entirely up to you if you accept that is a bolstering statement or not.
Yeah, I think so. I'll sort of be like nodding along as like head down, like looking through eyebrows at you, even though I do anyway because you talk. As like you got your hands on my shoulders and I just like, right, yeah, let's do this. Let's do it.
Okay. So, as you move on to the start of the tunnels to go down, I would like strength checks again, please, from the pair of you, with advantage because of stuff and with a D3.
Oh, we still get the D3 on that, do we?
That, how long does that last, that one? Is it just the first check or is it for a while?
I think it's for 10 minutes. Let me just check.
Okay, well, I'll give you this one. Well, it's probably taking you longer than 10 minutes to get here, but tell you what, I'll let you have it on this one because of the bolstering statements from Florian. There you go.
I'll use it. I'll cast it again. I've got 5 charges, so
Okay.
I'll use 2 more. Oh, that's not as good. I'm tired.
You and me both like this.
Okay, got 2 4s on the dice.
Ooh.
And a 1 on the
Oh, blimey.
completely opposite to the other roll. So that's a 9 total.
9. Okay.
I rolled a 15 plus me 5 for 20 plus another 1 on the 21.
Yeah. So, Yorick, as Florian tells you this, you pick yourself up and you start to move, and you notice that Trelador is barely moving compared to you. And you,
Come on,
the cart starts to sort of veer off in that direction.
It's not me.
Having difficulty.
It's you. You've got short legs or something. It's not me. That's why it's going in. What do I? I just don't feel right.
Is the wheel stuck or something? Can someone check the wheel?
Yeah.
Can I go over towards Trelador and can I just go behind him? And I'm just going to be like, keep going.
Stop it, Dad. I saw you.
I'll help.
It was
And I'm
Martin first, to be honest.
I'm just going to start helping him on his side. I'm not taking over. I'm just going to start helping him.
Okay, make a strength check. Straight roll. I'll let you.
I forgot my strength zero.
I'll let you add that to Trelador's score.
I got 9 also.
So that's 18. So yeah, with Florian's help, Trelador, the cart slowly rights itself as you catch up with Yorick, and the pair of you on one side and Yorick on the other, moving past, and you see Sybil just whispers. Sybil doesn't really do whispers, but she's like, "See," pokes Dralathra down. I knew he could do it. Always been my favourite, that one.
I'm gonna be sort of just like trudging along, trying to keep pace. You'll probably hear me muttering under my breath in Dwarvish. So, and as I'm doing that, I'm gonna cast Summon Celestial as the creature that was helping me fight, that was flying, that looked like a mini Reorx.
Yeah.
Also joins me and Trelador in between us
Okay.
to pull us along as well.
Superb. Yeah. No, that's great. Does it have a strength score?
It does. It's got 16 strength, so plus
Nice.
3.
Excellent. Good stuff. Okay.
The rest of you will see that it looks like Reorx has joined the fray.
Yeah. So you
Awkward.
You actually see that Reorx suddenly appears in the middle of the pair of them, just a hand on Yorick's back and a hand on Trelador's back, and just is pushing along with them. So, Biet, you're at the rear, yes?
Yes.
Okay, make a perception check for me, please.
$14.
14. Good to know. Thank you very much. So, as you continue on down this path, you've been down before to get to the lower reaches, the lower caverns. It gets easier as you pull downhill, and you get to the first balcony, and you pull the cart onto this sort of, I mean, it's a wide balcony anyway that runs round this cavern, and you can see that the level of the lava seems to be slowly, not rapidly, but slowly refilling this cavern. So it looks like, it left to its own devices, this lava will eventually fill the cavern back up. Probably. And yeah, you've reached this balcony. Now remember, the door to the chamber is 60 feet down, and it's sort of like a lip that goes back inwards. So yeah, how are you going to get that stone down there?
How badly damaged are the doors?
They look pretty twisted and broken.
Yeah.
But make a perception check.
Fuck is that cocked in a big dice, like big tray like this? 8.
8. Yeah, those doors look pretty damn fucked. As you see, one is actually twisted in half, and it looks like, I mean, you'd be better off building some new doors rather than trying to repair that one. But then, with all the sort of locks and puzzle thing on it to close it again, you don't know how you do that. I mean, the dwarves could probably do it. Might take a few weeks, maybe months, depending on skill levels.
With the level that the lava's rising, we probably wouldn't have that long.
Probably not.
Celeste, can you come into a form where you can speak back? Would be helpful at this point.
Say nay.
Lava men rock.
Sorry. Yeah, okay. I'll transform out at this point.
So those doors over there look pretty twisted and beat up from the escape of Care Bears. Now, with your knowledge of magics and the dwarven knowledge of their ability to make things, do you think that sealing this back door how it is, the magics within inside the door would fully repair it if the steps were followed correctly? And that's not just the Celeste, that is Celeste, Yorick, and Gus. Anybody who's dwarven there.
Okay.
Do we think that the doors or the current doors can be repaired to the state that they would magically seal it? Is that what you're asking again?
Well,
There'd be
if
no
we
idea
do
how
the
to
steps, just anybody who is magically inclined, as Florian does not understand it. Yeah, if we've sealed the doors in their state, would the magic of them repair those doors essentially?
Oh, you're thinking it'll auto repair if you can
Yes, if
get
we
it to
can
a state.
do the steps. Yeah.
Anyone can make an Arcana check.
I'm just gonna bluff it. If we get down there, I can repair the physical damage to the door And I can ask Reorgs to do the rest.
26.
26. Looking at the door, you suspect that the magics that was put into it are... Well, you remember the tablet with the 4 symbols and the history of that being that was the agreement that sealed Helloran away and sealed the gods away, the dragons away. Also, you suspect with that roll, this was used to imbue those doors with the magic that would keep Carabess away, in conjunction, with Remora. So, you would have to recreate these doors, to make them work again, you would have to get the magic of those 4 beings and Remora. Or at least 3 of those beings. Because Carabess, don't forget, was one of them. So you'd have to get the magic of Asmodeus and Shine and Scenario. And
Is there no
Remora.
way we could do it with Remora, Shine, Reorcs, and possibly somebody like Anyala or even
Make a
channeling through Florian?
Make a
and his-
religion check to go with your...
I mean,
Arcana check.
Zenario's under the thumb of Trelador at the moment, so that one won't be a problem.
I'm sure I can ask her. She does what I say.
22.
22. You think probably not. You would need Asmodeus as well. It has to be a combination of the dark and the light, or the good and the evil. You can't just sort of bluff it and just use one half.
As much as I know that you have extensively strong abilities, Yorick, unfortunately, I think to restore the doors to how they were previously, we are going to need a lot more than just Reorcs can offer. We're going to need Remora, we're going to need Shine, and we're even going to need the other one. And I sort
You're
of look
certain-
over towards Melissa at that.
You're certain that we can't do this without...
Possibly, but we need the dark to balance the light.
Who has the tablet at the minute? Or did you leave it with Sybil?
It's with Sybil at the moment.
I think it's with Sybil.
Okay, cool. Anybody who wants to can make a history check.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
that.
for sure. Okay.
Melissa's in the mode of, I want a solution that
It's
you...
going so well.
I will take any solution but the one that we've been given here.
That's really good. That's
It's like 18, 19,
Ooh,
3,
that's good.
3.
24.
plus
24.
21.
21. Okay. Celeste. Nothing is coming to mind. You've sort of expended all of your knowledge on what you've just said, and but Melissa and Florian, do you recall the tablet and what was discussed about the tablet and the magic of sealing Carabess away was a trick? You remember her saying that? They tricked her into signing that tablet and then sealed her away. There's another set of doors down there. You don't know what they're for. You don't know where they lead. But why is there another set of doors down there? There must be a reason. if, and the logic follows, if they sealed her there, did they use that, what's behind that door, to do it? It's logical.
Raneth.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yes, I was miles away there. Just remembered like being down here in my youth. Right.
Were you
sorry.
here when they sealed her away?
I mean, I was young. I don't think I was like here.
Because a thought has just crossed my mind.
Right. Yeah.
Carabas said that she was tricked by the other three
Right.
in order to be sealed down here.
Did she? I see.
Yeah. So what's behind those doors?
Those doors? Oh, that'll be where the sealing happened. You know,
The
the signing
sealing?
of the seal. The tablet. Sybil, you got that tablet with you? Yeah, I got it right here.
So why is that sealed away as well? What? That's where they made this accord.
As far as I know, yes, that's where they did this accord. So they all met down there, and that was done. And everything was locked
Valid.
away.
So are we gonna need to reopen that if we want to reseal Carabas back inside that prison?
I mean, that sounds logical. I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but, you know, it sounds like it.
Do we know why or how she was tricked, or do we just know that she said that she was tricked?
That's all you know. She said she was tricked.
I don't suppose before we defeated her, she said she'd been tricked into signing. Do you know how she was tricked or what she was
I
possibly
mean, I literally was like a tiny dwarf. I was like, I know about 4. So I don't really remember much about it. But I
Going on
remember being
assumptions.
told it was down there.
I feel like we'd need to ask someone who was there at the signing. I think Remora's likely going to be too busy. I don't know if Shine or Zenario are as well.
with Zenario being the mother to all of them, I think she's least likely to tell us what's going on.
Friends will take the crown of
The crayon. Okay.
crown of
Crayon.
Crayon.
Have you
crystals.
shown everyone those earrings yet, Nat?
Awesome.
Crayons.
Nice.
So he'll take the crown of crystals off the top of his staff, and he'll sort of spread them in sort of little, what appear to be little geometric patterns, but they make no sense.
Okay.
And he will sit in the centre of it, because he doesn't have the strength to just reach out at the moment. He needs the focusing crystals,
Okay.
and he will sit with the main one in his lap, and tentatively reach out to Shine and just be like,
Okay.
sorry to bother you again so soon, but oh, I'm a bit tired. We need a bit of help from somebody who was there when Carabas was sealed away. She said that she was tricked. We need to get into the chamber, but we also need to know how she was tricked if we're going to seal this Heartstone away.
Okay. Now, I would normally give you disadvantage because you're in the presence of this thing, but I would normally give you advantage if you're using your focus crystal. So be a straight religion check, please.
Okay, that's okay. 18.
18. Nice. Okay. So, just put that over there. Cool. All right. So, you reach out, and the interference from the stone is really messing with your head. But Shine does come through, although he sounds a bit far away, almost distorted as well. It's like, Shine. It's like radio interference, you know, when it just crackles every now and again. Friends, you are. It is right that the sealed way again. So yes, enter. There was a... And we all four agreed there was no trick.
Right.
And the sort of static finishes out.
So just sag slightly. Yeah. Right. So they all four of them agreed there was no trick, which, if you think about what she was like in her more lucid periods, it kind of makes sense. And then she may have devolved into
very manipulative, but she was also imprisoned for goodness knows how long.
See, I think that she may have been aware of her more insane side, and may have agreed initially to be locked away, but I don't know. But from what I observed, that seems to make a bit of sense.
I have a feeling we're going to have to go and look in there as well.
Well, if we need to go, we need to go. If we need to get
stone back in position first.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't
So
want to
no
leave
one
it
can-
lying around.
So we can avoid anyone messing with it.
And if we're going to have to deal with that seal, we're going to need a kiss from a rose.
Hey!
How do we get this stone down there then? Can we just push it off?
I mean, if you push it off, it'll just fall in lava. I mean, I don't know, it might float.
You don't want it to corrupt the lava.
That's a good point.
Because that influences your whole species.
How close is the lava to the original door? What is broken open? Around it.
It's, say, probably 100 feet below it. I was like, it's coming back in, but not. It's not rising. It's rising very, very slowly. You know, you can see it's the tunnel that you went out of is about half of that. The mouth of that is covered.
I have a really weird idea that's probably not going to work, but
Do it. Let's hear it.
do I think I could polymorph the stone because it's kind of alive? Make it smaller somehow?
It's literally a dead heart.
Like I said, it's a weird idea and it's probably not going to work, but
Pocket-sized
Okay,
evil
so
corruption device.
I'm channeling my inner Freddy here.
what would you like to polymorph it into? Because polymorph changes a thing. It doesn't just reduce it. Enlarge, reduce would enlarge or reduce. Polymorph changes the form of something or some creature.
Let's
So what are
turn
you
the
doing?
evil heart crystal into an animal. That sounds like a very good idea.
What are you
Well, I was
turning
thinking
it
like a
into?
snail.
A snail.
No. Very easy to lose track of.
Here's a hilarious suggestion: turn into a mouse. Yes, instincts will take over, pounce on it, attack it, eat it. Whole new set of problems.
She'll toy
Well,
with it
I
for an
wasn't
hour
thinking like a
first.
tiny snail. I was thinking like a
Giant.
larger snail.
The
I think
problem,
giving it any kind of
The giant
motility or
snail of
ability to
evil.
do things is a bad idea.
This is all theoretical. I'm not actually doing anything. I'm wondering whether I think it might be possible.
You know that question of like, you can have $1 million, but there's a snail that if
Yeah,
it catches up
that's
to you, will
that's
kill
the
you.
first thing that came into my head.
This is what we're creating.
Yeah.
This is its origin story.
I'm just looking through my spells, and I was like,
I mean, if you want to try to polymorph it into something, then try it. I'm not going to stop you trying it if you want to try it.
I have a probably insane suggestion. I could try and polymorph it into something else that would be easier to carry.
Mm.
That would mean
Or-
giving a dead heart something of what would be life, right? I wouldn't want it alive again.
Yeah. I don't think that's a wise idea. I think
Terrible idea. Let's do it.
So we're transmuting a large stone into an animal with rudimentary intelligence that could then run off and hide from us. Just so I'm understanding this correctly.
I mean, I was thinking of something like a large snail, so it wouldn't so much be able to run away as very slowly slither.
But a rock can't run at all.
Yes,
Exactly.
but it's also very difficult to carry.
and there's no telling what it would be able to do if it's a giant snail, but there's a great deal of magic inside that crystal. Who's
Like
to
I
say
said,
what it
it's
would be able to do?
probably an insane idea, but
I mean,
for
I-
this party, it bears mentioning just in case.
Surely,
No. Go ahead.
if we got the card above where the door is, right, and Gus, Janeth, Sybil, being dwarves, you could make something as if it were to hit it and then roll back in to its prison, its cage. That would do the trick, right? Rather than roll into the lava.
I mean, I was just going to say we could make some sort of pulley system so we could lower it down safely.
Oh, you mean block and tackle? Simple, really, innit?
Yeah.
And I could use that. You remember that stone shaping spell, and I could shape it with like a piece of stone that you could use as the what's it called, Yorick? Is the bit where you would hold the thing, the full something.
The fulcrum.
I could also
Yeah,
try
that-
summoning some giant eagles to carry it down.
No idea how they'd react to the. Because you ran away when you're a horse, you kept running away from it. So I don't know how eagles are going to fare.
Yes, I am rather embarrassed about that.
Perhaps instead of casting polymorph on the stone, you cast polymorph on one of us. One of us that is mostly unaffected by the stone's aura.
That would be an idea in theory, but unfortunately, with polymorph, you would get the intelligence of the creature you were turned into.
And everyone has a chance. Like, everyone's been affected by it in some way. I mean, Florian least of all, but he's probably the least strong, so.
Oh, I don't know.
But
heard
if
he's a
you
lot
make
stronger
some
than me.
sort of, look, I know I'm a dwarf, so I default to this, but a mechanical solution means there's no brains involved in this, and we can keep our distance and lower it down safely.
That's a very fair suggestion.
We could also make it easier for ourselves using the rope and pulley system to get down and get back up again. Just saying.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's plenty of mining equipment we could go and get.
Yeah.
You know, like huge buckets that you can use to move ore about. Big chains, really strong, this sort of thing. You know, this is Daghold. We can do anything.
And maybe whilst y'all do that, the others can go down to the other set of doors and maybe start deciphering and reading any of the
Well, right.
hieroglyphics.
Okay,
on it.
so here and then, Florian. She pulls out the tablet and gives it to you. You take that. Dranath and I will go get some mining equipment. So plenty of chain. Nice big, strong, probably reinforced leather or something like that for a bucket. And yeah, we'll be back as soon as we've got it. And you go investigating whatever it is you do. And we'll do the technical stuff.
I will stay here and guard the stone, and I'll just slump against the wall because tired.
Remind me, DM, when Celeste found the tablet,
Yes.
she touched it, nothing happened. It was only when the symbols touched is when there was an ill effect.
Yeah. As far as you remember.
And Sybil wasn't touching any of the symbols when she handed it over to me? It was like the
Make
edges
a
of it?
perception check.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Not natural 20.
Natural 20. No, she wasn't. She literally handed it to you like she had it. She pulled it out of a bag and just gave it to you. She didn't have her thumb or her fingers on any of the symbols on the top of the tablet.
It's me. My brain works like it. Is it the actual tablet?
Ooh, make an investigation check. At disadvantage, a symbol pushes you over the ledge. No.
This die is just rolling 17s tonight.
Okay.
Investigation, yeah?
Yeah.
19.
19. Yeah, this is the original tablet. If you want to press any of the or touch any of the symbols, you can.
No, you've told me it's a tablet. I've had a look at it, and I get the.
No,
I
as
take
far
I
as you
get
can
the
tell, this
EBG
is the tablet that Celeste found and was deciphered and buttons were pressed.
DM Shawarma through 7 years of playing D&D. Yeah. Okay. So I'll pocket the tablet, and be like, so which one of the dwarves is coming with me to try and decipher this, or who is coming with me?
I would like to come with you to help.
I
I
need
think
to
Gus should
stay.
go.
Yeah. If we
I
need a
can-
dwarf. Cheers, mate.
Okay. Right. If we head over then, have a look at this door.
Question of how we're getting down there.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's a bit harder for you.
Still need to replace these heels.
I made you some nice booties.
A bit warm for in here, but
We'll figure that
I'll
when we
make
get
you
there.
some open-toed sandals next time.
I will give Melissa my last bolstering magic.
Okay.
thank you.
So,
How are we getting down there?
presumably, Florian, you can don't monk shit your way down there.
Yeah,
And
pretty much.
how are Gus and Melissa going to get down there?
Obviously, I'll help them if needed be. So if we got to like the top of the door again or somewhere,
Yeah.
and
We need
a
to
rope
ask
system.
the help down because we went down on birdies last time.
You did.
Can you ride Bridris? Or was that too?
Bridges isn't here.
Oh.
I mean, you could call her and try it if you want.
Don't know if I dare.
Up to
I
you.
might be so.
Which press?
Yeah, I will do actually. Yes,
Okay.
I'll call Bridges.
Okay. So as you move around the ledge to be, are you going around the ledge to be above the other door, or are you
I-
opposite?
Yeah, I think we'll move to the where the door is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a fair way round the cavern because they are literally opposite each other, and this is a big cavern. So, yeah, you summon Beatrice. She appears bigger than she was before, barely fitting on the ledge, in fact. And she's like,
Oh, Nikki, haven't you grown?
"Hi, Mum. You right?"
You're really beautiful.
Oh, thanks, Mum. That's amazing.
Listen, we've taken care of the Dragon Eater. I'll tell you all about that later.
Very well
But
done.
we've got to
That's
get
cool.
this thing back into that doorway down there, but I can't get down there. Would you mind if I came on your back and flew down there?
Jump on, I'll give you a lift.
Oh, thank you, Steve. And I'll sort of like try and find the best way up over the back of one of her wings. And
Okay. She sort of bends one of her wings down so you can just literally climb up it. And she leaves it bent down and looks at you, Melissa.
Am I allowed? Yes.
Idris?
Oh, yeah. I could take both of you.
Yes. Melissa, you can jump on as well. She's being very grown up.
And even the other one if you want.
I think
Probably
he
might
likes
be a
running.
bit too much, but I'll try.
He likes running up and down walls. I think he'll be fine.
Okay. Right.
I'll climb up on and I'll say, "Can you say thank you for me, Gus?" And she's mighty big now.
I think I'm getting a hang of listening to Common, and I think she said something about a handkerchief. Not sure. So
to say thank you.
Oh, thank you. Right, gotcha. Must be an accent thing.
Yeah.
Are they speaking
Dwarvish,
telepathically?
Yeah, they're speaking
Speaking
Draconic.
dragon, but we're doing it telepathically.
Yeah, telepathy and Draconic.
Yeah.
Florian will just look at Bridris and be like, just thank you, but I can get down there.
She nods and sort of claws her way to the edge of the ledge, spreads her wings and just dives off. Oh, hold on tight, by the way. And she
James's dream is complete. Nearly every campaign he has had some sort of.
He has now ridden the dragon. The campaign is done. We
Yep.
don't need to do any more.
That's it. Thank you very much for watching. Good night. It's all done. Gus has ridden the dragon.
What got me, and I nearly made this joking character, but James says, "Do you mind if I come on your back?" And I don't think that's the first time Gus has said that to a dragon.
I noticed that as well, but I thought I better not say that.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, we're all terrible people.
You're all very bad.
You were the
awful
one
people.
calling Gus and Del Q.
I know.
Okay, so as she spirals round to this, and it's the same sort of setup as a sort of balcony in front of this door on a sort of island that goes down into the lava eventually, about 100 feet below. And she lands, folds her wings back in, and oh, forgot! And sort of bends over so you guys can dip her down.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You see, you sense a little bit of... Make an insight check, Gus.
Yeah, I am a bit weirded out by this.
He's all greyed out.
My check's terrible anyway, but there you go. 6.
6. I mean, she's definitely Bridris, but she seems to be much more grown up and much less sort of teenage rebellion type thing. So, yeah, it's weird, and it could change at any minute, but seems to be working so far.
Absolutely.
Alright, let's start looking over these doors and see if we can spot anything.
Here, do you want me to hold the tablet for now? See if I can match anything.
It's alright, I got it. I'll compare.
Okay.
Seems like I'm the
Okay.
safest one so far with this.
You're the most balanced with it. You are. I really don't want to have to invoke his name to get any of this done.
So, you look at these doors, the three of you. They are very different to the ones on the other side that Carabess was sealed behind. These are impressive, but in a different way. They are black, what looks like some sort of weird black metal inset with what look like rubies all the way along. They're double doors again, and a sort of arch, but it's like a twin arch, if you know what I mean. You know when you get Gothic arches on churches and the church windows are twinned? It's kind of like that, but in a doorway shape. There's a large handle on each one of these twin doors, sort of that big. Looks like made of brass or some sort of treated metal. Because obviously brass would just melt underneath the lava, but it looks to be brass. There doesn't seem to be any inscription or anything on them. What would you like to do?
The rubies don't make any type of pattern, any symbol or anything. I'm referencing the tablet, looking at stuff, trying to piece things together.
The rubies are just, it looks like they're just decoration. They start at the bottom of each of the doors and go up and round. They're just like studs along, you know, like a medieval doorway. You would have
Like the
metal
pins.
studs, the pins through the door. It's like that, but they're rubies. So you don't suspect that they're doing anything structural. They're just for decoration.
At a start, we probably should have asked Madame Miette to come down for traps like the last one.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You cast Detect Magic. The door is magical. It's got some really heavy protection magic. You think it's immune to fire, which makes sense. It's going to be covered in lava soon. It's got just heavy protection magic.
Strong enchantment on it, protecting
Like
it
the
from
last one.
the heat of the lava, which we'll need to work quickly because
It's about 100
Awesome.
feet away. You're fine.
Melissa and Anxiety name a more iconic duo.
Oh, okay.
Let me just do a hop, skip, and jump back to Madame Miette because I think we're going to need her just to check for traps. And I'll whiz back up.
Okay.
Gus, you're a chaos dwarf. Open the damn door.
I'm not pressing anything.
Okay.
Are you feeling
He's
all right?
learning from Bridris. Bridris is not a teenager.
I'm just a bit in shock with the way Bridges is acting, and I'm in awe over the flight. I'm still sort of like just.
You'll have to take his badge away, Eric.
Yeah. Bridris is about to leave home and get a job, so you know, no longer a teenager. Say
Madame
goodbye.
Miette, apologies for not thinking of you earlier, but could you join us to see if there's any traps on this door like the last one?
Are there any ropes sort of like for descent? Since I can't run on walls as well as the monk.
I mean, nobody's come back with any of the mining gear yet. It will take a little while to arrange that.
I'm also very disappointed in Discord's lack of a gif of that guy from the Mummy trying to steal the blue gold scarabs.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was picturing for him. Yeah, it's like, yes, can you do anything with the door? And it's like, give me a few minutes.
I didn't think there'd be a problem for Miette getting down with us being all cat-like. I was just like,
Yeah, but remember we were told the walls were shaped like that?
They are.
Yeah, I don't fancy my chances of falling into the lava.
There's a limit to how much cats can bend the laws
Yeah,
of
I mean,
physics.
friends did try that with the whole claws and thing, but then almost fell off into the lava.
Yes.
Yeah. Because last time we were here, it was ropes or blessed that I used to get up and down.
Is there anything, any notable damage on the door? Like any wear on the handles or such? Or is it pristine?
Make investigation or perception check.
Which one's better? Perception. 16.
16. Doesn't look to me. They look absolutely shiny, brand new. It's not a mark on them. You suspect that's something to do with the protection magic that's on them.
Yeah.
Madame Miette, I've got a way I think we might be able to get down. You trust
I'm
me?
listening.
Let's get on over there, and we'll do it when we get there.
Okay.
Florian takes out a bedroll.
And so yeah, we'll hop, skip, and jump back over to the top of the ledge,
Okay.
and I'll just look down at the others and go, just stand there and maybe get ready to catch us, and then he'll have a thought, and he'll look down at Bridris and be like, just look at Bridris and go, you understand me, don't you?
I mean, she's 60 feet away. What are you... You're saying that in Draconic? Presumably?
If it understands the spoken language, it will understand me.
Bridris, does Bridris speak out loud at all? I don't think she does she? She's only telepathic.
Yeah, telepathic.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just asking because
Yeah.
thinking that she might nod or look at Gus or anything.
No, she's just busy
Anyway.
looking in the lava to see if there's any creatures.
Okay, well, now you've said that she's 60 feet away, my plan will not work if she is not that big being included. So I'll just look at Miette and go, this might be stupid, but just hold on. Miette, Gus, just have a hand out just in case. And I'll basically hug Miette and will jump off front of the doors. Not as in jump off to like boom, as in I will just fall and basically fall on my back.
In the lava?
Know where the doors are?
Yeah, okay. Again.
Oh, sorry, it goes over.
Yeah, you're
Apologies, yeah.
you're kind of up here. Lava. Doors.
Right, sorry. My theatre of the mind was picturing that completely
No,
differently.
there's a sort of inner... It's like, imagine a volcano. You're inside the volcano on a ring at the top, and you want to get down to the bottom, so you've got to go that way. But you welcome to fall into the lava. I'm sure Miette will be very happy.
You just won't be doing it with me yet.
What's he up to up there? Why is he hugging me out?
I had an idea, but
I don't know.
it didn't quite go to plan.
Do you want me to go get them?
I think that might be a good idea. Look, I'll come with you. We can only get me out. I'll jump back on.
And she'll just take off out, swoop round. Oh, hold on tight. Just a really sharp bank. So you're literally sort of horizontal as you fly around. And she lands next to Miette and Florian.
Jump up, Miette.
Put some
We'll take you back
down so that Miette can get on. Do you get
I
on,
will.
Miette? Okay.
I will give her a little bow and clamber on.
She sort of nods to you. Oh, I like this one. She's really cute. She's all furry.
Yes.
Right. Woof. As she takes off again.
Hold on tight.
Did she take Florian as well, or just me?
Just you.
Just you. She's already been
Florian
told that
run.
Florian does running up and down walls, so she wasn't
Oh, fair
interested.
enough.
So she swoops out,
I don't
takes the
think
long way round through the entire chamber, spins and that she twists almost upside down as well, because she's just seeing how well Gus is hanging on.
And I'll just be whooping and hollering with joy.
So she lands back onto the little balcony with where the doors are. Right.
As a jump off her, and I'll just grab her nose and give her the biggest kiss on the end of her snout.
Oh, don't. Mum, don't. I'm grown up. I don't need that no more, but I quite like it.
You always need that from your mum, won't you?
Well, maybe. So, you are at the doors. Up top, mining equipment is starting to come down to Yorick and Trelador and Ferenz. We'll have a little break there so we can get our glasses refreshed, so we're nice and hydrated for the second half of whatever this is. We will see you after the break. Have a good one. welcome back to Helloran Rising, where we are trying to get the evil dragon heart back into the chamber where the evil dragon eater came from. And yeah, so up at the top, Yorick, Trelador, Ferenz, and Celeste. Oh no, Celeste, you went down with the gang, didn't you? You're downstairs, aren't you? Are you downstairs or
To
are
be
you
honest,
upstairs?
I have no idea where I am.
No, it's Melissa, Miette, Gus, and Florian are down there. You're upstairs with these three. Okay, so the four of you see dwarves start bringing in equipment. Some of them look a little edgy, a little upset about this, but they're bringing it anyway. And you can hear Sybil giving orders, saying, "Yeah, no, don't put that there." And
I was about to ask, what are they more afraid of, the stone or Sybil?
not
Yes.
quite. It's Sybil, because otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. So yeah, she's organising this, and lengths of chain come in, props, large tackle, hooks, pulley systems, all this heavy lifting equipment. There's a large sort of bucket that's sort of made with metal lined that you could probably tip this rock into. It's certainly big enough.
I think
And then lower it
Trellador will he'll see Sybil, and he's resisting the urge to just stand there and command, but he's so knackered, he's just going to let Sybil take control of this and just...
Yeah, I mean, she's
Take a
basically
backseat.
organising the dwarves as if they were getting ready to pull up a load of ore from down in a deep chasm. So
Yeah, I'll
this
just
is
be
what's
sort
happening.
of slumped against the wall singing hi ho, or whatever.
Are you actually going to sing hi ho, hi ho?
No.
Oh,
I'm just trying to stay awake, because I
Right.
think me and Yorick are completely done.
You are,
Absolute
you are
race.
quite tired. Yeah. I think you would have probably been killed. But anyway, the equipment is set up, ready for you to... The dwarves aren't going to touch the stone. They set it up and they back off. And Sybil's like, right, so Yorick, Gus, wherever Gus is gone, you know how to operate this, don't you? Yorick, pay attention.
Yeah.
Okay, so me and Dranath, we're going to go up and make sure that everything's okay up there, because there's a lot of frightened people upstairs. So we're going to have to go up and deal with that, but we will come back down to see how you're doing as soon as we can, okay? And remember,
Of course.
you've always been my favourite, Yorick. You're a good boy.
Thanks, Tony.
And they turn and sort of shepherd the rest of the dwarves up and out of the way. So, you have a big bucket on a chain over a pulley. You have easily 100 foot of chain. You only really need 60. But yeah, what do you? If you want to set about manoeuvring this stone into this bucket?
What's the layout here? We're on a ledge.
Yeah.
There's a lower ledge with the door on. Is it direct down
No,
to the
it's
to the ground?
It's a slope
Yes.
inwards. So you're on a ledge up top. Yeah. The door is in.
Right.
Yeah. So the slope goes that way.
Okay.
So as I said earlier, imagine a cone that's upside down with a point at the top. On the inside of that cone, you're on a little ledge near the top, and you want to get it down to the bottom.
So theoretically, if we lowered the cart down, the wheels would be able to roll it down once it touches that.
No.
Is it tip
Yep,
out?
okay.
Because it's coming back on itself, so we go over the ledge, then we have to come back on ourselves to get down,
Yeah.
get down to the door.
If you lower it down straight, it won't hit the wall at all. It'll get further away from the wall.
Okay.
How can I do this? Okay, so ledge here, yeah, and then down at the bottom here is the other ledge you need to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
So if you lower it straight down, it will just go to the lava. So you need to be able to swing it in.
You can do if you sort of push it off, because when it catches the rope, it will naturally swing under.
Yeah.
But then you need to time the dropping of it so that it lands on the.
Yeah, I mean, if it was me, I'd be having someone on the lower ledge to try and hook and pull it in.
Right. So I think what we need to do.
I've just had a really good idea, Mr. Yorick. So, you know where Mr. Florian can, Mr. Florian can run up and down walls?
Yeah.
So, if we get him to come back up here with us and we attach, say, like an extra bit of chain to the edge of the bucket thing, right? Then he runs back down the wall to the ledge. So he's already got a piece of chain and he can drag the bucket in.
That's what I.
Down there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Let's do Florian, but do you think he'll be strong enough to pull it in?
Well, that's the question.
I'm not with you.
But hang on. We literally just need him to hold it there, and then we can get somebody strong. Maybe muffles the door over there, can go down and be useful.
There's just a blank look on his face. I sent you a message.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So we effectively need to tie the rock in the middle of the rope so we can lower and it can be pulled the other side.
Yeah, pretty much. Or if we can get something, just even sort of pull in the central bit of the pulley over, with enough slack to get it over there. I mean, I can shape the edge of the cliff here to better facilitate the passage of the chain.
Okay, I'm going to take the chain, I'm going to find the middle of it and sort of wrap it round the rock in a way where it's got a sort of.
We've got a metal lined bucket that we can put the rock in.
Okay, we'll use that then, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a large bucket that's big enough to take this rock that's attached by chains to a longer chain that goes over this pulley. You have spare chain if you want to attach another hooked chain to the top of this bucket so you can pull it in. That's not a problem.
That's what we'll do then.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll get that now.
Let's just... Everybody's tired. It's cool.
To cushion the blow, maybe use a bedroll or two.
Probably best, yeah. Perhaps wrap around a quarterstaff so you've got a little bit of leverage.
Yeah, might work better that way.
Okay. So let's take a. Let's have a tools check with advantage, Yorick, as you're helming this, because Ferenz and Celeste are helping. So basically, you want either your masons or smiths tools. So your proficiency, and we'll call it a.
What's the base stat?
Let's say. Let's do it with wisdom, because you're trying to work out the best way of doing this, and you're taking advice from Celeste and Ferenz. But you know in your bones the principles involved because you're a dwarf. So yes, so wisdom plus proficiency at advantage.
Guidance.
Plus guidance, which is a D4.
Oh. If only I could roll those two when I have disadvantage and still succeed. The lowest was an 18.
Wow.
The highest was an actual 20.
Awesome. Okay. So
And
yeah,
the
not a
default-
problem.
The default's at 3, so a total of 32.
Jesus.
So somehow Kral's put a flash of genius all the way across campaigns.
So, as you recall your very early days watching people do this to raise things or lower things, it just comes naturally to you. As Ferenc goes, oh well, we need to pull it in. You're like, yeah, of course we do. Yeah, absolutely, let's do that. And Celeste is giving advice on maybe having someone down there or whatever. So yeah, you will need somebody down on the lower ledge. Who's going to go? What are you going to get? Anybody?
Right,
Yeah.
so it's all set up. We just need someone down on the lower ledge that we can get to pull it in.
Well, I'm there already,
I
aren't I?
can,
No,
Go
you're on a
down
different ledge, Gus.
Oh, different
I
ledge.
can go down and
Well,
turn
if
myself into another creature, perhaps, to be able to
Or-
get through.
or we call Florian to just run down the wall with the chain so we don't drop it in the lava.
Up to you. What do you want to do?
Mr. Florian!
Florian, there is yelling from the other side
Um,
of the cavern.
I'll look around. And I'll scoot over.
Okay.
What's up?
You hold that and run down the wall whilst we lower this.
Right, do you need a signal from me or anything, or am I just rolling down with this chain?
I mean,
Just run down,
Rattle.
and we'll make sure it doesn't tip out, and then when you're down, we can start lowering it, and then you just need to pull it into you.
I'm not exactly the strongest, you realise that, right?
yeah, but you're going to have help there.
Very
anyway.
aware.
Drops the chain, walks off in a stump. Do it fucking self.
There's a large dragon down there that could potentially help.
Again, wrong ledge.
Okay.
I don't think because it's gonna be floating. Well, it's gonna be just like hanging, and you're just sort of pulling it towards you. I don't think it takes a huge amount of strength to do that. Or I might be basing that off my strength.
As a dwarf, what you could do is advise Florian to use the principles of wrapping the chain round something and pulling it.
So you know how like a pulley works.
Yeah.
You hook it over like a wheel or something. That gives you better leverage. So when you're down there, if you wrap it round something and pull, you get better leverage.
Oh, okay. So like if I stuck my quarterstaff in the ground and wrapped it around.
Yeah, with a bedroll, should be alright.
Because as far as I'm aware, DM, a magical quarterstaff wouldn't break from this.
It shouldn't do, but anchoring it in place might be fun. You could, of course, use the massive twisted door that's there.
We got mining tools. We can take a hammer and a piton with you, smash it into the ground, and then you've got something fixed in the ground that you can use for leverage.
Rattle. And I'll take all of that and run down the wall to the front of the door.
Okay, no problem.
Done a little picture.
I can't see that.
Very blurry.
It's
You need to
just,
turn blur off
it's
your
just,
camera.
just blurry. Sorry.
All for blood.
So, Florian runs down.
Yep. And
No,
how
still
much
not.
of this? How much of this chain have
Yeah,
I
still doing that.
got?
So as I understand, it's 40 feet down and we've got 100. Sorry, 60 feet down
60
and we've
feet
got
down.
100 feet.
You've got 100 feet of chain with you, Florian. You've also got well over 100 feet of chain on the pulley to lower the cart.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll basically roughly halfway up the chain. I'll kind of like lay the chain on the ground, and like Yorick said, I'll stick hammer piton, python, piton, however people want to
Whichever
disagree
way is
with that.
good.
And knock that in through one of the holes.
Yep.
And then I will also do a backup one
Sure.
on that as well. So there's like 2 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
not a problem.
and so that my brain is going halfway up the chain would mean that it's
Taut.
just going to come down straight and taut.
Yeah.
And then I just need to pull in the rest of the chain.
Yeah.
And I can then use those pitons to put the chain in to do it incrementally.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay.
So I'll do that, and I'll be like, ready.
So, strength check from those up top for lowering safely the heavy stone in the bucket.
Is
Oh,
the
wait. Just before we do that, how are you getting it into the bucket?
Good question.
Are the stone handles not still on it?
Like, we'll get it in like Welsh cheese.
I have
Okay.
a really neat brain idea, which is, you know, the little sort of like stone thing that I shaped around it.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to shape it into a gentle drop,
Okay.
just so it can be. Nobody has to physically pick it up. It can just be slide it down onto the gently onto.
Okay,
the,
so I get it. So you're sort of raising the cart at one end and just sliding it down the stone. Perfect. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, that sort of clangs into the bucket. It's a really strange noise amplified by this metal-lined bucket. You all feel a bit sick,
Wheezy.
to be honest. It's a bit sort of... Ooh, that wasn't a good noise. So, I'd like a strength check to lower this safely down so that Florian can then guide it into where you need it to be.
Is forensic cast enhanceability, is that still active?
It'll be on for an hour.
An
so
hour.
depending-
I'll say yeah. You can use that.
So Yorick still has that, and obviously my carry capacity is double what I can normally. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. 16.
16.
24.
24. Yeah, not a problem. The pair of you lowering down this sort of bit by bit through the pulley. Florian, you see that the chain starts to go slack. So
Yeah,
I
and
need
with
to
this, I will keep the tautness up
Yeah.
with the
Okay.
chain just
So
as
I
it comes down.
Just need a strength check from you. The DC is not high because of the way you're doing it. I would say you need to get a 14 or higher.
Yeah, natural 18 for this one, which is an 18.
Easy. Yeah. Okay. So as they're lowering it, you're sort of putting the chain onto the pin, then taking up slack, wrapping it onto the pin again, and literally just like a cogwheel, just moving it along as it comes in, and you eventually get this thing to land onto the ground next to these ruined doors.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. And I'll just shout up. It's done, it's on the ground safely, near the doors.
Nice. Alright, we need to get down there now.
Potentially, we need to get this out and bring the cart down so it's easy to move into the cave.
It's in a bucket attached to a chain. I'll just pull it on the chain along. We ain't gonna get it far.
Right.
Battle.
Mr. Yorick, do you think that if we unhook the bucket from the chain for now to allow us to go down, and then I can... Obviously, we can lower...
I can fly everybody down. In theory, as long as I don't
Yeah,
freak
but
out.
what I'm saying is, obviously, we need a backup way of getting back up, so obviously we need to leave.
Well, the chain is still attached to the pulley.
Yeah.
And it's still attached to the bucket, so in theory you could just shimmy down the chain if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd need acrobatics or athletics checks from everyone.
Yeah.
I can stay in bird form for 8 hours, so
Yeah, you can fly down if you wish.
fly people back and forth.
Yeah.
I'd maybe. Can I hear this from where I am?
Probably not. I mean, it's 60 feet up and out, so you can't really...
Yeah.
Seems unlikely. So,
Either way, I'm going to start climbing. If you want to go bird form, just as a backup, go for it.
okay. So, those that are climbing, acrobatics or athletics checks, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn into a giant eagle.
Okay. So, acrobatics, athletics check,
14.
14. Yorick?
Natural one.
Natural 1. Okay.
For 11.
For 11. Still a natural 1, though. So, Ferenz, as you make your way slowly down this chain, sort of like gripping on it, it's tricky, but you manage to hook your claws through the holes of this chain. Yorick, you confidently swing out onto the chain and then realise that your grip just slips and you start to fall.
I'm gonna try and catch him.
Okay, go for it. I want a dexterity saving or dexterity check.
I am going to be shouting, "I'm too alive to die!" as I fall.
I'll run to the edge of the platform.
Yeah.
19.
19. Okay, yeah. As you run to the edge of the platform, you see Yorick about, I don't know, 50 feet out, falling, and you see this eagle just swoop in underneath him and just catch him and keep it, and swoop back up into the air. It was a close one.
I'll do a loop and then sort of swoop down to drop him back on the ledge that he was trying to get to before he fell.
I wanted to fly anyway. Thank you, Celeste.
Okay, so you wait as Ferenz slowly and carefully makes its way down the chain towards you, and we will zip over to the other ledge where Miette and Melissa and Gus are looking at the doors, and Bridges is there as well.
Yep.
What do you want to do?
Yes, I've been carefully examining the door for traps. I'm not eyeing up the best way to dislodge the rubies.
Can I assist her
Of course.
by pointing out very obviously that could be a trap there, could be one there. You press that and it might go bang. Things like that.
Yeah. Okay. So Gus is
Disadvantage now, is it?
Yeah.
Helping with a capital help.
Yeah. So trap finding, please, if you wouldn't mind, Madame Miette.
Natural 20 for 30.
Oof. Nice. There are no traps on this door. It's not even locked. There is no keyhole. There are just these big brass handles. That was for fitting.
I'm going to try
I
something.
think I'm the only one paying attention to that.
Sorry, couldn't help
I think so.
What?
I'm going to try
Big brass
something.
handles.
Yeah. Huge tracts of land.
Huge.
So yes, I will turn to the others on the ledge that missions. Like, I'm going to apply a very secret technique of my people. It is important that you all look away. This cannot be shared.
Okay.
Do you all look away? Bridges.
I'm looking away.
Bridges is sort of looking into the lava anyway, not really paying attention. Melissa?
I'll pause for a moment, but then relent to the madame of the caravan and look away.
Okay.
I've misplaced my halo.
So, everybody's looking away.
I'm just going to try and pull the door open.
Door
See if it'll
opens.
give.
Door opens.
Ah, success!
And it is
The door is open.
silent.
Oh, amazing.
Absolutely silent. Just opens. No creaking, no scraping on the floor, nothing. Just both of the doors just open at Miet's
Is
insistence.
Florian down with us? Or is
He's
he...
back on the other ledge assisting with chains and things.
Did he give us the tablet?
I don't know. Did you? No. Okay.
We might need the tablet.
Oh, I'm not going in. I've successfully opened the door.
There you go.
Yeah.
The door's open. Up to you now.
Yes. Could you and Bridris go and get the tablet off of Florian? The one with the 4 symbols on it.
Okay.
We might need it for... Well, I don't know, but it'd be useful to have.
I'm not going in, but I'm going to look into the room to see what's in there.
Okay. So you look into this room. There are 2 large statues, about 25, 30 feet tall, facing out, arms sort of crossed like that. No features on their faces, just a sort of hood draped across.
Mm-hmm.
Made of some sort of blue stone.
Hmm.
It's tricky to see in because all you've got to light this place is the light from the lava in the main chamber.
I think I've dark vision.
Okay, well, if you have dark vision, then that's fine. You can see these
Yes, I've...
2 statues about sort of 30 feet back from the doors you've just opened. There is a checkered floor, red and yellow checked floor up to these statues, and a single doorway. It looks like to be made of wood. Normal size, not huge like the other ones you've just opened. Just about 8 feet tall.
Interesting.
This one does have a keyhole on it.
What
There's
is
traps
in
in here.
Make a roll and check for traps.
Wash knows I failed desperately. Oh no, 25. Still
25.
decent.
Okay, so are you going in to check for traps, or are you just...
I kind of rather know if the statues are going to fire laser beams at me if I set foot inside the door.
Okay.
Before I set foot inside the door. If they are, I'll get someone else to set foot inside the door.
Okay. Looking at the statues themselves with the 25, you don't think they'll come alive and burn you to death? It doesn't look like there doesn't seem to be any sort of mechanism for doing that.
Happy to go in first anyway.
Sorry, say again, James.
I'm happy to go in first.
I thought you were flying to the other platform. Is that not the case?
Oh, yeah, no, I was. Sorry.
Okay.
Mistake.
We'll get to you in a
I'm
minute.
gonna wander over and have a look inside with my detect magic, see if there's anything.
Yeah,
Blaring
floor
in
is definitely magical.
Right. Don't walk in.
Yeah, as you're looking at the statues and then you look at the floor, you can see the yellow tiles seem really suspect to you. Melissa, there is illusory magic on this floor.
The floor, there's illusions all over it.
Can
Able
I
to get
grab-
a sense of what the illusions are?
I mean, detect magic
What are you
just
hiding?
tells you that there's magic and what school it is. So, if
It's
you want
only
to
this
roll an
illusion-
Arcana, you could try.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do.
But yeah, with your 25, the floor, the yellow tiles seem very suspect. There's something strange and not right about them. If you don't really
Or is
want to
lava?
set paw onto those,
I'm gonna grab a loose rock and throw it in.
so you grab a loose rock, throw it in, lands on a red tile, and skips onto a yellow tile and just vanishes.
There's illusion magic on it. I've got a 23.
23. Yeah,
on it.
some of these floor tiles are in just illusions. There's just a drop underneath them.
I'm just gonna kind of kneel down. Is there a yellow tile close?
Yeah,
Is there an illusion tile?
yeah.
Close to
The tiles
entrance?
are, you would suggest, about 10 feet square, so they're quite big.
Right. Okay.
And this entrance is, I would say, about 25 feet across. So there's a couple. There's a red one and a yellow one.
Okay. I'm just gonna take my scythe and just gently, slowly dip the blade to the tile, and
Which one?
I assume watches it onto a yellow one.
Onto a yellow one. Yep. So the blade just
Goes
disappears.
through.
Yep.
And I'll pull it back up. Right. Don't step on the yellow. Because they're just not tiles.
I'm gonna do that Indiana Jones thing, where you cross the invisible bridge, and then threw gravel back across it. So like pick up a couple of paws of
Yeah.
dust and small stones from outside, just scatter them across the floor.
Okay. So you scatter them across the floor. Where they hit yellow tiles, they just vanish. Red tiles, they just they just sort of sit on top of these tiles. So it's a checkerboard, basically, and the red tiles appear solid, and the yellow ones are not.
I'm just gonna
Here, solid.
I'm a DM, I have to
Look
say
at-
that sort of thing.
Fair.
look at the statues. Is
Okay.
there anything particular they're like reliefs of?
I
They-
thought you
Iconography
said that you
there?
were licking the statues then.
No.
That's Dan's job.
Not really, mate.
So as you look at the statues, what are you looking for? You just the
Looking for iconography or like
No,
identifying
they-
markers, or what even they are statues of.
They appear to be statues of. They're like figures. They're robed. These are made out of blue stone, and their arms are crossed, but you can't see hands, or features, or feet. They're
I'll
hooded.
stick my head back at the door. Gus is on this level, right?
Gus has flown across to the other one to get
Comes
the
back up,
tablet
right.
from Florian.
Never mind then.
It's just you two over here at the moment.
Those statues are strange.
I will set foot on the first red tile. Step paw on the first red tile.
So you step in on a red tile. Nothing happens.
Slowly leading my weight onto that paw.
Okay.
I'm figuring I can afford to lose one paw. So I'll be careful until, more stupidity is called for.
Okay. So yeah, you stand on this red tile. Nothing appears to happen.
Okay. I'll scamper across
You're gonna
the checkerboard.
hop from red tile to red
Red
tile
tile.
all the way across. Okay.
Yep.
You do so with ease. You are a cat after all. It's fairly easy for you. Melissa, you see Miette sort of across these tiles
I'll
towards.
slowly walk in as well on the red
Okay.
tiles.
Yeah. It's,
But I'm going to go to one of the statues rather than, I assume, Miette's heading to the door.
Oh yeah, I'm going straight to the door.
okay. The statues are, as I say, about 25, 30 feet tall. They're big, these things. Made of blue stone. There's no plaques or identifying marks on them at all. So, whilst you two are over there, Gus, you and Bridris zoom across the cavern, landing near Florian, who's pulling the chain in because we've got a bit wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Okay.
As he's just finishing pulling the chain, and then you see Yorick falling and Celeste catching him.
Oof, that was lucky.
So, you're here? Are you asking for the tablet, or are you...
Yeah,
what's the plan?
can I get the tablet? You know, no, not the one we draw things on, the one we that has all the signatures on. Melissa thinks we need it to get inside or something.
Righto. I
I
might
think
just
there's-
come back with you. I might just come back with you because at the minute I'm no help with these here.
Okay, that's fine if you want to.
Yeah, Florian's just a little bit reluctant to seeing how the stone has affected people. Just to hand over the tablet just in case anything else happens.
Okay. How are you getting back? You're going to run round, are you?
Unless I fly back with them.
Up to you, Gus, Bridris, if you want to let Florian fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Bridris is... Hold on tight. And she does a loop-the-loop this time. Just for fun. And lands back on the door. Now, as you land back on this platform where the Melissa and Miette are in this chamber at the far end, Melissa's looking at this huge statue, and Miette is looking at the door. What would you like to do?
Thank you, Bridris. And I'll get off. I'm back over here with a tablet.
Bring it in.
Bring it in, Din.
Okay. Righto. Do I see the dust on
Only
the floor?
step on the red dials.
Damn it!
Yeah,
Red Giles, Guardian.
Yellow tiles are illusions. They ain't there.
Okay.
Righto.
So,
Gus, are you okay to stay here with Bridris just in case we need a quick escape? The others can't do what I do.
You're no problem with that. Me and
Yeah,
Bridges
no.
can wait here in case you need to get away quick fast.
okay. So, as you can walk across the red tiles, not a problem. As you're in there, Melissa, looking at this statue, well, what do you want to know?
I just want to know what the iconography is. See if I can link it to anything I know about.
Okay,
Try and
make
see.
a history check.
I feel like I've seen something like this before. I could be going mad. Oh, blimey. 19 plus 3 for 22.
22. There's something about these things. Maybe you read it somewhere. Maybe you get the word comes to your mind. Watchers. These are watchers. Their job is to watch over things. But that's about as much as you can recall. There wasn't very much information. It was just a sort of myth that there was these giant creatures that used to watch over things. The gods would set them a task,
Oh yeah, one. Thank you.
and they would watch it for all eternity.
It's a divine thing related to the
Possibly.
gods.
That's what you've heard.
And there's no magic coming from them?
Nope.
These statues are strange.
They're mighty big.
Yeah. Bring to mind, I read one of the books that Vale had in her collection. It said something about these watchers. Real big creatures? Maybe? Set to keep an eye on things. I'm not.
Madame,
We
I wouldn't touch that door just for the second if I were you. Melissa's got some information about these statues, and it looks like they could be dangerous to us if the wrong thing is done.
Don't know if they're animated at all. I don't think they can move. But something about them's making me feel real nervous.
Yeah. Do I... You said they're blue, right? Made out of like a
Yeah.
blue crystal?
Blue stone.
Blue stone.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
How do I ask this question?
Your mouth.
These are the questions I look forward to the most.
Do I get any type of feeling from them, knowing that I am now in touch with Sama, but also I am like half divine, half devil, essentially?
Okay.
Is there like an unforeseen resonance coming from them?
You don't think that they are divine or demonic or devil?
They could be here, like you said, watchers. 2 of them? Maybe the originals who signed this tablet. They report anything back to them. Watchers. All they're doing is watching.
There's something also about the colors in here. They're kind of putting the edge on. Bright red,
The only colours in here are-
yellow, and blue.
Yeah.
It feels deliberate.
Do any of those colours match up with the gods on the tablet?
I mean, not really, I don't think.
Really, Scenarial is represented by purple orchids. Shine's kind of just a bright colour. Asmodeus is a bit dark red, most blackish, and well, and Caraves is black.
Yeah.
So none of the colours match.
are there any markings on the door or about the door that I can see without touching it?
Make a perception check.
$28.
28. Okay, looking at the door, the lock looks pretty fancy. The handle is like a latch type of arrangement. There's no writing or runes or any kind of symbology on the door. It looks like a sturdy door.
Let's head over to Madame Melissa, see if we can see anything.
Yeah. You found anything, madame?
A very well constructed door.
The keyhole, does it look like a normal keyhole, or does it look like it's a very intrepid key to go into this door?
What have they gone to such degree?
You know, like a basically
I mean,
a key with like 50 million spikes come off it or
No,
something.
it looks like it looks complex,
Mhm.
but I mean, you've seen complex looking locks before, but nothing that Madame couldn't handle.
Can I just get the tablet out of my pocket, and I'm gonna, without touching any of the symbols, gonna just like hold a corner and turn it over so the back is facing me. Can I just tap the tablet up and down, left and right, and see if there is any change in sound, as if there might be something inside the tablet?
So you're tapping the back of the tablet?
Yeah. Not hard or anything, but like to see if there is like, does it sound solid? Does it sound hollow? Does
Technique
it sound...
perception.
Make an investigation check.
We're just taking the sounding of the tablet.
This dice with 17s. Fucking hell. Gonna use this more often. Perception, yeah?
Yeah.
Or investigation, did you say?
It was investigation because you're tapping it and lifting
Okay.
and
19 again.
19. No, it doesn't sound any different as you tap along the back of it. It sounds solid. It's pretty weighty. Yeah, it doesn't look out of the ordinary or anything.
Just a thought, but no. I was maybe thinking that the tablet encased the key for this door, considering that it was those who signed this. What if the tablet is
No.
the key?
There's
As I put the tablet back in my pocket and I like turn it over so the
Yeah.
front's to me, there's nothing happening with these symbols?
There's something tickling the back of my mind about all of this, and I can't put my finger on it. There's something we're missing. Ferenc said that Shan told him that all four of them agreed to the pact. But Arabes said in her throes that she was tricked. What? What if the Carabas that agreed to that pact and the Carabas that told us she was tricked are not the same?
As in,
not to say being being imprisoned for millions of years. More, how do I put this? As though she was being tainted by something. And though
She
she
was
agreed to
corrupted?
be, yeah, as though she agreed to be imprisoned to keep it in check. I think we need to get this door open, but I have no idea what's going to be inside.
Was she not already the Dragon Eater when she was imprisoned?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. There's just something. I'm sure you can relate to this, Madame Miette. I have this, like, sixth sense of something otherworldly. And right now, all the hairs on the back of my neck are on end.
Okay.
can I look through the keyhole?
Sure.
David,
And
it's
tonight
over
I'm
to
through
you.
the keyhole.
As you approach the keyhole, do you touch the door?
I do not. I just look through the keyhole to see if I can see anything.
Touch the door.
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Look, I already tried an intelligence saving throw to see if I would touch the door. Unfortunately, I passed it.
13.
13. It's dark. It's just dark.
Do you think that it's got to be... So let's set about there being the balance to close this other door, right? Darkness and light, good and evil and all that. That's me, isn't it?
Good and evil, chaos and law.
I have both of them. Do I have to open this door?
I don't know.
I think we need a key to open the door.
What if something
That
like that
generally
is the
was
key?
necessary. Is there any magic on this door, or is it?
How long does Detect Magic last?
10
10 minutes.
Let me have a look.
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
I will say that is... You can cast it again if you wish. But before you
Yeah,
do
I
so,
will do.
we'll pop back over to the other crew at the other doors. Are you doing anything in particular? Has anybody decided to bring Trellador down to where you are? Or is Trellador just having a little nap? No, can't hear you, Dan. Can't hear you, Dan. I mean, I
I
can
heard
lip
that,
read.
even though I didn't hear that.
I can lip read that one,
Yeah.
but yeah. So, what are the rest of you doing? You just sort of sitting, waiting for the other team to get back to you, or what's the plan?
Right.
Ah,
I'll drop
Okay.
Yorick off.
So, Mr. Yorick, did you want to? Shall we start and dragging this thing into the over yonder?
dragon.
Oh god, I've got Beavis and Butthead over here. haven't I?
Yep.
We're gonna dragon this rock.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it in place.
Okay. Okay. Make a
think we-
wisdom saving throw, please. Pair of you. Yorick, you're a straight roll, and Ferenz, you're at disadvantage, please.
Disadvantage 18.
18.
Straight roll 24.
24. Nice. But yeah, Yorick, you approach this bucket, and it's unpleasant, this rock in here. It seems to be sort of almost magnifying the evil in this bucket as sort of as if it's sort of reflecting off the metal surface of the lining. Ferenz, you get about within 5 feet of it, and you can go no further. It's just this is not something you can do. You cannot touch this. This is not going to be. Even the chain, you can't. You can see it. You see it all along this chain. This black, seeping, shifting, sort of tendrils of almost mist or fog-like black ichor just wrapping itself around this chain out of this bucket. Yorick,
Yorick,
you have
see.
no such qualms about it. You can see it. You don't give a shit about it.
I may not be able to carry you, Mr. Stone,
if
but I can carry the bucket. Fuck some words.
Yorick is
Nice.
watching him, sort of friends, he's basically sort of like trying to. By this point, Yorick knows what he's trying to do. He's basically trying to force himself to do something, but he physically cannot. It's almost like something's pushing back against him, and he physically cannot do it.
Yeah.
And he's getting more and more angry with himself that he can't do it.
Trellador, were you just having a nap now that you're back, or are you going to join your teammates? What's the plan?
No, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
What was I doing? Yeah, because when he tried to get engaged before, not to foreign, he had that sort of blank look on his face. So he's, because they're talking and talking, and and they're talking tactics and stuff like that. He propped himself against the wall and went into his trance, kind of like when you have proper newspaper up and tend to be awake.
Okay.
So he's completely shut down. He's trying to get a short rest because he's knackered, but he doesn't want to show it.
Yeah, I mean, this all of this stuff takes long enough for you to have a short rest. You come round and there's nobody here. They've all gone.
Oh.
The bucket, the stone. There's a chain that goes down. So it's a sort of angle.
Yep. And I'll probably just say to myself, "Oh, we did it."
Nice.
And if I've got some alone time, I want to talk to Scenario, but we can do it next week.
I was just about to say, and on that note, we will leave that for today. So, thank you very much for playing. A recap will be from Yorick, I believe. Is that right? Yeah.
No, I think it's me. I think it's because I put my camera off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I put my camera on and see where I
start.
in.
Yeah. All right. So, sorry, Trelador.
I only remembered like 10 minutes ago. It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Well, we have the video, so you can go back and look at it.
Yeah.
Double speed or whatever you want to do. So yeah, cool. Thank you very much for playing. I really enjoyed that. That was fun and interesting, and I can see the conspiracy beard growing out of Jay. He's got about this. It's a really big, bushy beard.
This is credit to Ash on pointing this out, but so as I say, I think that the person who said that they had been tricked, it was not Carabess. I think it was someone else who had, or something else that had corrupted Carabess since their imprisonment. And the name that is screaming at the moment is Ardiak, because of descriptions of dark mist and ichor and just this feeling of sickness coming over. The only thing is the fact that Miette has not had any direct kind of interaction with the crystal.
I've been avoiding it.
No, you have been avoiding it, which is very smart, to be fair. But there's not been any specific interaction between Miette and the crystal to say that, oh, Miette has like beyond normal suspicion and stuff like that.
I know this wouldn't happen, but it's giving me a mental image of someone, possibly Melissa, coming up to me and going, "Yeah, we're testing a theory," grabbing me at the paw and tracing directly on the stone, and just cue epic meltdown.
That is a good way for Melissa to get just cat scratch across the face.
Yeah.
Cool. But no, it's
so let me get this straight. Your conspiracy beard is that the Dragon Eater ate Ardiak.
No. Something has corrupted the Dragon Eater. Probably something she ate. Like a hell of a bad case of food poisoning. And I think Ardiak has something to do with it, or that Ardiak has something to do with the crystal specifically.
We have seen that Ardiak is able to resurrect the dead for his own ends.
He can. Or he like animates them in his own unique way within the mist.
Yes.
The other thing of note is I went back and had a look at the book, the Beings of Note book written by Remora. It's of note that Ardiak is the only note outside of like his epithets and stuff is to describe him as scary. Which, if the god of death is scared of you, holy fuck.
You're doing something right.
Yeah.
It's more a case of, oh god, we're all going to die.
Yeah. I think Ardiak has something to do with this because he has been trailing us for a while.
He's also been
He's
eerily
been-
quiet recently.
Well,
He has been eerily quiet.
Always, you know, throwing runes outside of the allowed places.
Yeah. But beyond that, the only other thing that currently in my mind is there's one of those beings of note that is currently unaccounted for. Because beings of note we have Shine, we have Carabess, we have Asmodeus, Fienna, all of the ones in the Hells. We have Zenariel and her children, and we have Balo. We have no idea where Ara is, the opposite of Balo. So that's kind of an unconnected thread, but it could be connected, but it couldn't. There's definitely, this stinks of Ardiak, though. This
Shenaniganry is afoot.
really stinks of Ardiak, and I think we might have to deal with him. Which is apt, because he is on the list. Yeah. Operation Stop Fienna, Ardiak, Ganlarod, Amash, Belial, Paladas, Carabess, etc.
It's one hell of a to-do list we have.
It is. We've made lots of enemies.
Lots of new
It's worrying
chums.
that we have a list, and the list consists of mainly divine/evil beings.
Yeah.
The thing is, Ardiak, I think, is the kind of being that kind of transcends the morality. Like, between, you know, Shine and Carabess on being on opposite ends, and Asmodeus and Zenariel being on opposite ends, I think Ardiak is almost insidiously neutral.
No. Ardiak's evil.
In the sense that I don't think he works with Asmodeus or Carabess. I think he is an enemy to them as much as he is an enemy to the others.
Yeah, but he's scary enough to just do things on his own, just for the shits
Yes.
and giggles.
And that's, I think...
That sounds just like chaotic evil to me, which is the worst.
Yeah, I would
kind.
say he's
Yeah, and
closer
that's
to
what
Halo
Carabess
than
was.
he is to Asmodeus, because he doesn't need to ally, because he could, as Ash says, he can fuck things up all on his own.
Yeah, but I'm saying more that I think he is potentially antagonistic towards them because Asmodeus agreed to this pact. And I'm getting the sense that he didn't necessarily get anything out of it, which is unusual for devils. I think we're going to have to end up talking to him against what Melissa wants. But yeah, there is so much going on in my brain that I can't fully comprehend it all. There's something bad is going to happen when we open those doors.
On a lighter note, as a player,
Yeah.
I really want to open those doors or that
Oh,
door.
Caps, 100%.
As a
Need to
character,
open them.
as a character, I didn't want to do anything with it, and then I kind of talked myself into it by saying at the end there, maybe I'm the key.
As an aside to what you just said, Jade, I disagree on one point. Asmodeus did get something out of it because it basically imprisoned Fiona in the Hells
True.
and stopped her
And
from
The
fucking-
the other princes of the Hells not being able to do anything is of great benefit to Asmodeus. Because
It keeps them in one place where he can see them.
there's only one thing that can get the princes of the Hells to work together in traditional lore, and that is demons. Because they fucking
Right.
hate Abyss.
So essentially, what you're saying is we unleash the one thing that would unite them all.
No,
No.
no. Gamlarod was dealt with. He wasn't. We managed to deal with him rather cleanly. I think.
thought we just
no,
banished
there's-
him.
We did banish him. We returned him to the abyss where he should belong.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he's dealt with. That means he's, stewing on his grudge.
There's a lot of keeping nasty things out of dwarven territory going on as well, because there was that that strange room we found ourselves in when we went through the well. the one with the light that was difficult to walk towards.
Yeah, but is it out of the dwarves' realm or is it out of Reorx's like patch? Because Reorx,
I think real it's part of it. Like Reorx being the one to build the prison, Remora ensuring they can't kind of escape through death or whatever, and all of that.
I don't
There
think it's so much
is-
as keeping things at dwarven lands as it's this party going, we'll deal with that later, and just hoping it doesn't come back to
No,
kick her out.
I think it's more that I think the dwarves were put here in Helloran deliberately as craftsmen under Reorx to build this imprisonment.
well,
Helloran
Hi,
feels
guys.
like
Or braids firstly now. We go to bed.
Okay, mate.
Night all.
Take care, James. Feel
Yeah.
better soon.
Hi, James.
I've gotta go as well. 'Cause,
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
That's fair enough. What we'll do is we will pick
I
it
could
up
natter
next
on
week.
about this.
Thank you very much for watching. You're amazing. If you liked it, fantastic. Thank you very much. If you didn't like it, however, you know what you can do. Off you fuck.